Telling your story. Everyone has a story to tell, whether they believe it or not, and the narratives make us the person we are today. Robert McKee quotes, "Storytelling is the most powerful way to put ideas into the world today." And I would agree. Even so, it's so much more than that. Some stories live deep within, never to resurface, hoping to find peace. And that is truly possible with the recognition of that small, quiet, reassuring voice inside us expressing comfort. Others suffer in silence with a story that feels frightening to release. Why? Maybe the thoughts of being judged is more powerful. Disclosing what happened in the past may be more painful than the actual event. Or telling your story doesn't set you free. These thoughts may have entered Aunt Lynette's mind, but they didn't deter her. She saw telling her story as an opportunity to save a broken and confused soul. In Chapter 1, Introduction, thinking about Alyssa's disclosure, she anxiously muttered to herself, "Is this fate?" She had waited a long time for this opportunity. She now had a reason to possibly save Alyssa from the clueless and headstrong mentality she allowed to control and cripple her emotionally. Sharing her story may have invoked thoughts that could affect the relationship between Alyssa and her favorite nephew Lee. Nevertheless, Aunt Lynette could only see a younger version of herself, and she desperately wanted to save Alyssa from a painful existence and unrealistic expectations. However, before we tell our story, we need to visualize and create an atmosphere with a welcoming environment. LiteraryDevices.net says, "The purpose of establishing atmosphere is to create an emotional effect." Aunt Lynette created an atmosphere of tranquility to induce a relaxing feeling with an open mind. In Chapter 3, Memories Like Yesterday, we read, "After dinner, Aunt Lynette led Alyssa to the back porch, where Clarissa had already placed a pot of English breakfast tea and a box of after-eight mint chocolates. Overlooking the vast sea and watching the moon in the distance ascend to her peak, Aunt Lynette took that for her cue. She was ready to share, and Alyssa prepared to listen. Telling your story is an event, whether to reveal sad or happy memories. Still, it must feel natural to your audience and only tell those who are prepared to listen. As painful as it may be, don't be afraid to share all. A story told in pieces is fragile, and you may not gain the attention you expect and leave your audience unsatisfied. In Chapter 42, Alyssa's reflection and healing, she could say, "Aunt Lynette, thank you. Your story allowed me to reflect on how I can heal from your experiences, knowledge, and encouragement." Aunt Lynette's story became Alyssa's light, a source of redemption. The voices in her head stopped, giving her hope with the ability to make choices without guilt and shame. Perhaps your story will have an impact too. I am Yvonne Black, telling your story with excerpts from Clueless and Headstrong, Aunt Lynette Story.